Oh, late? I'm never late. Hey guys, welcome to another update on Project Stamina. So today we're trying trying a different way of recording this, and the way it scales it makes me blurry, and it looks like I'm in a dark 90s home video. It's weird, but we're gonna try it anyway. So anyway, guys, we're talking about Project Stamina today, and I have missed the last two streams, and there's a very good reason for that. And if you care about that good reason, stay to the end of the video, and I'll throw it on the end or something. I don't want to get into it. So I have missed two live streams, and a lot has happened. So I'm going to kind of smush the two live streams together. You're going to kind of get one overview of both the third and the fourth live stream that happened in May, and the live stream that happened in July. And I'm super excited to talk about both of them. I'm so excited about Project Stamina. First off, the last live stream they did in July, they did on the day that Gigantic got shut down the year before, so it was like the 1 year anniversary of the shutdown. It was really sad, so they opened with this tribute to Gigantic, which I think was fabulous. The fact that the people developing this game, and I've said this before, their love for Gigantic, it shows so much. But not only do they love that game, but the fact that they're willing to take time out of their live stream and do a tribute video and just pay homage to the reason they're here in the first place really says a lot about these guys, and it just really blows my mind. In May, they give us this roadmap that basically told us the direction that they intend to take the game to get it into the alpha state, which was really cool to see. Like I've said before, one of the things that is so impressive about Project Stamina and the way these devs are pulling this together is the way they're looking at game development is very, very smart, especially for an indie project like this. I don't know how many times I have to say to people, it's so easy for indie projects, especially projects taking money from Patreon or Kickstarter, to go off the rails. They start promising more and more goals. I mean, I don't want to pick. There was another very, very major Kickstarter project that literally just yesterday I saw got another pushback in its release date, and it's because so many of these things go off the tracks. They continually create bigger and bigger goals because new goals are the way to attract new funding, and to keep the funding pouring in, they create new goals, and it's a never-ending list of new things that they keep adding to their game that they are never able to achieve, and you end up with this half-baked game that doesn't meet any of its promises. And one of the things that I love about Project Stamina is how much these guys, they're very grounded. They don't care about creating all these long-term goals. They're like, yeah, that would be cool. It'd be cool if we could do this and that and this. But that's not our focus. Our focus is these very core, very basic mechanics. We want a game that plays like Gigantic, that pays homage to that gameplay. Oh my god, we have a new character screen. Wow. There's a new character screen that showed it off. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's so sexy. It's so sleek. So at the top, you have these little hexagons. They got the characters in them, and you pick the character, and then on the bottom right, there's this overview of your character and their moves, and on the bottom left, you have your rune selection, which is like your little perk that you get to take with you into combat, and the rune selection looks beautiful. The background is like the map, which is super sexy to see that the map is in there. It makes it feel kind of alive. It doesn't feel like, I like Gigantic. We all know that I love Gigantic. But the point is, Gigantic has this very stagnant, sort of dead character screen. I love Gigantic's character screen. It's not bad. This is freaking so sexy to look at compared to Gigantic. Gigantic is just as boring. It's nice, it's good, but it's just like this old, boring character screen. And this, I like what they did. They didn't just do a character screen. You got the map there, which is kind of cool because it makes it feel more alive than just like a boring, generic character screen. And they got all these different boxes on there, and just little boxes. It's just enough. Hey, this is the information you need. These are the things you want to select. That's all you need to see. And here's this live action in this sort of the background. And it makes it pop more. It makes it feel more alive, which is really, really cool to see. And even if the background was just a stagnant background, this would still look like a really, really good character screen. I really like this character screen. I hate to say it was one of the most impressive things out of the last 2 streams that I got really excited about was this character screen, but God, I was so excited just seeing it. I was like, oh my God! Like, I just flipped out. I don't know why. This tickled my bones more than some of this other stuff we're going to talk about. And since we're talking about character screens, let's talk about some of the character stuff they showed. So I figured it's only right that if we're going to talk about characters, let's talk about them in the order of their announcement. So we had R4, and then last year they started talking about Kira. And Kira, they showed her model during the last stream. I think it was the very last one in July. And there's a reason I'm not showing Kira's model here. It's because it was really gray. It just wasn't as good to look at as this little emote they showed. This emote is adorable. So Kira is there. She's got like a rifle and a pistol, and she's a really cool character. And they talked a lot about her development, which was really interesting. I'm trying to go down the characters in the order that they were announced, but I couldn't remember whether Fan or Geist was announced first. I'm pretty sure it was Fan. Pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure I remember them saying Fan was the 3rd character they were announcing. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we're going to go to Fan. They showed her character. Damn beautiful. I'm so excited for Fan, and it's because I play support characters. But yes, I don't even know what to say. This character model is beautiful. They showed a bunch of other concept art for moves and stuff for Fan. So excited for Fan. So gorgeous looking. I was trying to think the other day, out of all the announced characters, who my main would be. And I'm loving all the characters so far. And it's so hard to tell because Gigantic got me to play character archetypes that I normally wouldn't play. Because normally I would have been a Charnock all the way because I love fire mages and I love being support and I love being backline and casting spells. Which makes me think that this game will be a lot the same way, that I will play character types that I normally would never play. But if I had to go by a character type that I normally play, Fan is definitely looking like the character that would be my main out of all the characters so far. And it makes me all the more excited when she looks this damn good. Next up we have Geist's model, which is there, and it's beautiful, and he looks so cool. And I didn't have, I didn't pull the screenshot for Geist's minion, just Geist. If you want to see that, again, check the links in the description below. I believe they showed this off in the second one, so the July one. I'll name them July and May in the description below. So there's not a ton of coloring detail here, but there's more so than there was for Kira, so I decided I would show this one. They did have a lot of Geist art, but they showed this Geist model, which was really cool, and it had just enough coloring that it wasn't boring to put on the screen next to my face. Which is really cool. I'm so excited for Geist. Geist and Fan are probably the 2 characters I'm most excited about. R4 is so sexy, and I love his character design so much. Geist model, the Geist art that they showed, all of it was really cool. Be sure to check it out, like the concept art for the moves that they did for all the characters when they were showing the characters off in these last 2 streams was really cool. It was cool to see what they intend the moves to hopefully look like. Really cool. Love Geist. Love the fact that he's purple. It's just great. It pops so much. I'm so excited to see him next to these other characters. Finally, we have Notch. I won't say finally. Actually, let's skip to the other character real quick. So they talk a little bit more about the Patreon created character. I don't like getting too much into the Patreon created character. I also avoid them to a degree because when I go and do these videos, I try to make these videos the stuff that they're talking about on the live stream. And I know there's stuff that the Patreon gets that the live stream doesn't. And I don't want to accidentally reveal things here that they don't want people outside of the Patreon knowing or talking about because that's a perk of being in the Patreon, is that you pay for certain things that the rest of the general public doesn't get. But they did talk about it a little bit on both the last live streams, so go check that out if you care about the Patreon character and what's the fifth character in this game. So anyway, here we have Notch, a character created by Mr. Fancy Pants, and the only reason I don't know why I remember that is probably just because I rewatched the streams 5 minutes ago. So Notch is basically this character that has porcupine quills, poison based. He has sort of a spear type weapon. Sounds like he's kind of going to be a slightly more ranged version of Ramsey from Gigantic, which is really cool. He's going to rely on pulling quills out of his back to use them to throw and stab and fight, which is really, really cool. Sounds like he's going to rely on poisons and stuff like that. He looks really cool and really badass, and he almost nudges out Fan and Geist for me. I really, really like him because he looks really fun, but I suck with roguey, lightweight characters, which is what it looks like he's probably going to be. So I will probably not be spending as much time on Notch as I would like to think. Well, anytime we see a new character, it's really cool. Let's face it. If this game's character designs are so good, they're definitely... That is the one thing I always tell people about Gigantic, is the character designs were so... That is one of like the top 5 things I always mention about Gigantic. Character designs on point. If they're doing anything like Gigantic, the character designs, they're definitely nailing it. The character designs in this game have been so good, so unique so far, so fun to look at, so interesting to look at. You just look at them and you get excited. It's not like so many games where you're like, look at the new Supply Man class, and he just looks like all the other characters. It's so exciting to always see. New characters are always so exciting because they're so visually appealing and they pop so much. And it's just another plus to this dev team. So, I have 2 things left on my list to talk about for my reaction to these 2 live streams. The first is they're working on getting Deadfin Gorge, I believe, if I'm getting the map name right. I probably am not. They're getting it to look really, really good. They're putting in their own assets so that it's their map. It looks so beautiful. Even the really early stuff. It is so funny watching them show this on stream because they're like, well, it'll look better when it's done. And everybody in stream, in chat, was just like, it looks good now. It's like a third, probably not even a third of the way with all the assets in there. And it still looks gorgeous with just the little touches they've added so far. Those little touches have added up to so much, and there's so many screenshots that they have in that last live stream from July. Go check out the July live stream below. There's so many screenshots of the map now that they're starting to add assets, and the map looks so good. It pops so much. Oh my, it's gorgeous. It's almost as good looking as the characters. Oh, it's so exciting. I didn't think I was going to get excited over the maps. Maps normally aren't my thing. That's whatever. You're playing on a map. You know, once you're there, you're there. You know, it's about the gameplay, and it's about the characters for me. And normally maps they're nice. They're cool to look at. But in this case, this map looked really good. And I think it's because we've seen it look another way, and so now to see it actually start to come together, it's exciting. Go check out the screenshots in the July link below. Boom. So, the last thing I want to talk about is something that I think we've all kind of been waiting for, and that is the fact that we know at some point they're going to change the name of Project Stamina, and they're going to give it a new name. And they've been talking about this in basically every live stream so far, that it was off being trademarked and whatnot. And one of the things that we kept getting was that they were probably going to announce it in a live stream at some point, and they kind of hinted that it might have been the July live. I think in May, at some point in that live stream, they go, it'll probably be July. And in July, they talked about it, and they said they really want to be able to have everything in place so that when they do reveal the name, everything looks really good, and so that the reveal is kind of a bigger deal, and so that they have more to show at the time of the reveal, which was a really cool thing for them to do, because I do agree. You only get to do it once, so do it up right. which is a really smart way to look at things. In these live streams, there's some more stuff that they showed. There's a lot of art shown, and I didn't want to rip everything from those videos, just little snippets and thumbnails to throw down in the corner here. There, wherever the corner is. I don't know where the corner is. To throw down in the corner for you guys to kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about, so that you guys might get inspired to go check out the live streams. You really should. They're really good live streams. Watching the team talk amongst itself, it's really cool to hear their thoughts, and to just see the people that are making this game and the passion they have for it. So check out the live stream. And that's it, guys. See you next time. We should have another live stream in September, and hopefully it won't take me a whole 3 months to make a video about any of this stuff. Bye! Hey guys, so as I promised, for those of you who wanted to know why this was so delayed, it's really funny because normally I have a pattern for how I make these videos. I normally have a pretty set thing that I do when the live stream happens. So the live streams normally happen on like a Wednesday. And the live stream for May happened on a Wednesday, and I normally come home and I sit down and I work my 12-hour minimum day job. At that point, I had worked 14 hours. So I came home Wednesday night at the end of May. I sat down at my computer. I had just worked 14 hours, and I watched the live stream. And normally, I'll watch the live stream through one time, and I'll pause it, and I'll make notes for making these videos. And then when I go to release it, I'll sit down, I'll watch the live stream again, I'll go over my notes one last time, and then I'll sit and I'll record this for all of you. So I came home that Wednesday night, and I watched the live stream, and I had just worked my 14-hour day, and I made my notes, and I went to bed at 11 o'clock. And I normally get up for work about 4:30. I live like 2 minutes from my job. Like it's literally up and around the corner. So I lay down. I normally get up at 4:30 to go to work at 5:30 in the morning. So I lay down at 11 o'clock at night, and you can tell I'm struggling to get through this. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I got a phone call that my grandfather, who I am named after, had passed away. And that hit me not too bad that day. It hits me more now than it did those first couple days after it happened. That was Thursday, and I told them I probably wasn't going to take any of my bereavement pay, and I ended up going home on Thursday night, and I just decided I just wanted to try to take some time to do some stuff for myself. And so I sat down Friday, actually, with the intention of recording. I took the day off and sat down with the intention of recording this video. But the video you would have gotten would have not been in the state that I wanted it to be in. And so I didn't release it. So there was I had a reaction that could have been released back in the end of May or in June for live stream number 3. But it wasn't of the quality I wanted to give you guys. I just didn't like it. I wasn't happy with it. And so I shelved it with the intention of either editing it a bunch or whatever. And I just never had time. I worked 14 hours a day from May until 14 hours a day and 6 hours on Saturdays from May until the first week of August. And since then, it's been really sporadic with my overtime. Sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. And on top of that, I've had a ton of unexpected problems. My car broke down pretty much every week for 8 weeks. It's just been crazy. On top of that, and the stuff with my grandfather, it was just really, really hard to get these videos out. And I'm sorry they weren't out on time, and I know you guys probably understand, but I still feel the need to say sorry because there was a video, it was there, you just probably didn't want to watch it. It was me being really, I'm sad, and I just don't want to talk about art right now. That being said, again, Project Stamina looks great. Go check out both the last live streams. And, ta-ta for now, everyone. Hey guys, thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed the content, please be sure to click my big stupid face in the middle of the screen to subscribe. Also, check out one of these 2 videos on either side of my head to stay up to date. This channel is all about the latest movies and video games, whether that's reviews or gameplay, so please be sure to stop back if that's your thing. Thank you again so much for watching, have a great day, keep on smiling, and SnappyDude out. Bye, y'all.